Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we defeated the 5th of the noble Pokemon. That leaves the endgame and a bunch of other stuff. Let's get to the bunch of other stuff first. Because, yes, I did some things in between streams as usual, and oh boy, a lot of clips again. Alright, first things first, I went looking for that Turtwig that photographer wants me to find. And oh boy, I had a heck of a time trying to figure out where the screenshot actually was. Like, I had a general idea, but, well, as it turns out, the screenshot is not accurate. For example, there is no grass in the spot this picture was taken, and the tree arrangement is actually a little bit different in actuality. For example, there's actually an apricorn tree somewhere on the left, but it's not present in the photo. So, yeah, I had heck of a time figuring out where this is. We'll get to where we get to soon enough. First off, let's do some other clips. So, Duskull, 8 research points. If I evolve it, I get the remaining 2 that I need to complete its Pokédex entry. So, that is what I did. And doing that gave me just enough points that evolving the Dusclops would give me a complete Pokédex entry. So, with the Reaper Cloth that I just bought using some merit points... No, wait, I didn't buy it. I already had one. Point is, that's what I did. And while looking for the Turtwig, I noticed something interesting. Braviary does not maintain height. I find that kind of surprising. You know, it always seemed like Braviary was losing height while it was flying around. This confirms it. Eventually, we reach the ground, and there we go. Anyway, along the river where Turtwig supposedly is, up there in the upper left, I spotted a Wisp. And by the way, speaking of Braviary, I'm getting the hang of landing with Braviary. And that is all the Wisps in the marshlands. Huzzah! Wyonland says, Maddie or Kiba told me about Braviary losing height in the last stream. Yeah, sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep up with chat sometimes, especially if there's a lot going on screen. Anyway, next clip. Another discovery I made, speaking of flying. Well, I'll just let it speak for itself. Also, hello there in the chat. Hello, Ryanland. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Cindy. And hello, Shaky Tree. Anyway, eventually I finally found Turtwig in a spot that I was not shown, and said it was down there, and at this point I was zooming in the camera to show it closer, but apparently the capture button doesn't capture when you zoom in. So, Anyway, snuck down there. Luckily for me, it was sleeping, and it was being cute when it was sleeping. Until it woke up, then it's like, oh crap, catch it. Thankfully, the nearby Paris didn't wake up. Anyway, the Turtwig can be found in this spot down here, which, I actually checked that spot once before, and it wasn't there, so it must be a rare spawn. Alright, so, next clip. Okay, so, I said before that I wasn't going to necessarily hop into any space-time rifts in between streams because a lot could happen in them, but I figured in this case I would go ahead and hop into one in the marshlands because we've already seen what spawns in the marshlands. I figured, there's probably nothing really new that'll happen. Well, in actuality, there were two things that happened in this rift. For one thing, I found a Porygon Z that spawned. I don't have one of those yet, so I was hoping to catch it. But in the process, I also discovered that you can actually be battled by 4 wild Pokemon at the same time. And, that's kind of bad. So I decided, you know what? I'll just ignore that and evolve a Porygon 2 myself. So, screw that. And then, let's see here. Oh, here's a screen cap of a couple Alpha Rhyhorns that were right near each other. This is in an open field where Rhyhorns spawn. And then came this battle with an Alpha Skuntank. Unfortunately, I missed the beginning of this fight. The Alpha Skuntank spotted me. I was trying to hide behind this rock, but all of a sudden, it came charging around the rock, which was kind of freaky. So it's like, crap, gotta battle it now. And I was battling it with a Cranidos because I needed to train the Cranidos, have it use Ancient Power a bunch in order to complete its Pokédex entry. That said, it was definitely a bit outmatched here, especially being surrounded by a couple of Crogunks as well. I didn't even notice that one in the background there. So, needless to say, the Pokemon that I was just talking about that I was trying to have it use Ancient Power fainted, so it was Crobat's turn. And I got Skuntank in range to catch it. Needed to try that again. So, I tried it again. And that Skuntank was very stubborn about being caught. And it was not stubborn about making Crobat faint. So, next I was throwing out that Scolipede, or whatever it's called, because that's another Pokemon I was trying to train for the Pokédex, and I finally caught that Skuntank. But of course, we still needed to deal with the Crogunks. I decided not to deal with the Crogunks. And normally at the end of a fight, the items that get dropped automatically go to your inventory, but when you run, you gotta pick them up yourself. So, next up, overlooking the marshlands where Stunkies can be found, I encountered an Alpha Stunky who surprisingly did not notice me just then. I consider myself kind of lucky. And this spot, by the way, is actually just over the ridge where the camp is. Right over there. And in that same general spot, I made another discovery. It's one of the Misfortune Sisters. A different one this time. So after dealing with a nearby Stunky, I wanted to get a little closer to this person. Didn't battle them yet. I just wanted to see specifically which of the Misfortune Sisters it was. And surprisingly, the nearby Stunky paid her no mind. But certainly paid me mind. How is that fair? Well, anyway, needed to battle that Stunky, because it was going to attack me otherwise. And also, needed to get those ancient powers in. And throughout the entire process, that Misfortune Sister never noticed me. I guess she was daydreaming or something. Let's see here. Granados. Yep, that's definitely enough to get it evolved with its Pokédex completed. Huh, so that's what it evolves into. Rampardos. Anyway, another one of those respawned, and rather than battling things this time, I decided to try to be sneaky and just run around collecting things. Only one of them decided to have none of it, and hyper beamed me in the back, so it's like, nope again. Well, tell you what though, I got the last laugh. There's a shard in there. I'm just gonna let Rampardos grab it for me, and leaving without trouble. And I forget what this clip is. I was making notes of what all these clips were, but I had so many, I ran out of time before the start of the stream. So this clip is... alright! So, wanted to demonstrate that jingling is scary when it's mad. I have no idea how this Cronkunk never noticed me. Must have some serious tunnel vision. And by the way, I love that you can still surprise Pokemon even when they are aware you are there. Backstrike is not picky about that. Let's see, I also needed to try to attack that Ghastly, but it disappeared. And then that appeared, and that certainly noticed me. Well, I needed to battle that. Certainly wasn't going to be sneaking up to it. And my level 68 Chingling, Alpha Chingling at that, didn't really stand much chance. Now, my hope here was absolutely to hope to catch it, because alphas are worth a pretty penny. So I figure a weak Air Slash should be enough to weaken it without KOing it. I grossly underestimated my Alpha Crobat's power. Let's see. At the edge of the Stunky marshlands, I found an Alpha Hippopotas. Decided to be clever about how I caught this one. And then, you know what? We'll do another clip that'll let speak for itself. Eventually, I decided that stopped being funny. I'm gonna catch it. Surprisingly, did not. That thing was a little bit more resistant to the great ball than I expected. No, well, it was only a great ball. I'll tell you what, skittish though it may be, it seemed awfully tame. And then it wasn't. Let's see. So Snorunt. Snorunt is an interesting Pokemon. We already saw it evolve into a Cacodemon, but it apparently female Snorunt, when exposed to a Dawnstone, can evolve into this. Glad I looked that up. Also, its mouth is a lot smaller than I expected. I thought that entire jagged skull would be its mouth, but no. It's actually just that little hole in the middle. Let's see here. Wanted to catch another Hippowdon, an alpha for money's sake. And I was trying to lure it out with springing mushrooms in the hopes that I would have a backstrike against it, and oops. That didn't work out. Ooh. Yeah, if you're going to feed the animals, don't pelt them with the food. That works on the nobles, but not with other Pokemon, apparently. So, making another attempt at catching that thing. I was hesitant to get in the water because that would alert it, but, apparently there is a trick to avoiding evasion. Avoiding notice, rather. Evading notice, if you will. And after a point, I got tired of waiting for some of these Pokemon to level up on their own, so I decided to just feed them some candy to get them at the correct level. And so I evolved a Finneon into a Pokemon that I already have, but, you know, Dex points. Likewise with Bergmite. We already know that Bergmite evolves into Avalugg, and I'm sure you are all wondering how a regular Avalugg compares to the noble Avalugg. How big is it? Not as big as I expected, honestly. And Maddie says it's a table. A good descriptor. Yeah, I'm hoping these clips are not the whole stream. Huh, apparently it's really easy to avoid being noticed. By the way, here's that one attack that the noble Avalugg used. A lot smaller, a lot less threatening. Meanwhile, I decided to make another goal at the Alpha Skuntank. Another one appeared. So, I was hoping that I could catch one without as much difficulty. As an aside, normally would be scary walking up to a skunk spear like that. But, Skuntank actually shoots from the tip of its tail. Let's see here. You probably noticed that Elekid has been ready to evolve for a while. I wanted to give it some dex points before then. Once I got to that point, I evolved it. Man, if I was editing this playthrough for YouTube, some of these episodes would be nothing but clip shows. And I hate clip shows. They're a waste of time. Let's see, Frostlass. I was curious about its icicle crash. Because it spawns those icicles from pretty high up. And also, that was quite a shriek there. I wonder if its dex entry is going to mention it being a banshee or something. Let's see here. Oh! Near the ruins where Ralts is? Another unknown. And that is the last clip. Huzzah! Let's get back into it. So I'm still in the marshlands. Before the stream, I decided to do a little bit of flying around, see if I could spot anything of interest, and as it turns out, I did. And we're going to do it live. So, we are nearby the first camp of the area, and while flying around, I realized that there's an entire little section here that I never actually explored right up on this ledge. And it's like, is there an alpha Pokemon here? There's gotta be an alpha Pokemon here. Sure enough, there is an alpha Raichu. Oh gosh, I wish I had known about that sooner. I might have actually trained it. Well, let's go ahead and hop on down. Who would be good for an Alpha Raichu, worst case scenario? Oh, that would be Sable. Okay. That thing is probably going to be annoying as I try to sneak up on the Raichu. I gotta want to be really careful here because there is... Oh gosh dang it. I hate it when I do that. There is no grass that I can hide in. So hopefully it is on the close side of its range and won't immediately turn around. And it tried to, but I got lucky. Wow, level 52. Man, if we weren't at endgame, I would definitely be training that. But grab some stuff real quick. And let's go ahead and pay a visit to that Misfortune sister. Haven't fought her yet. She's probably going to be pretty easy. Did not expect to land by one of you. Let's take care of you real quick. Quick little poison jab. Now, where was she? Somewhere along the way here. Okay, I apparently landed a little bit far. Okay, there she is. Say hello, Strike Back. Say hello, Strike Back. I mean, she clearly noticed Strike Back. How could I be so careless? Okay, I love the fact that there's actually a reaction for sneaking up behind her. I'm sure she wouldn't have said that if I was in front of her. I didn't think the day would come when I would be caught with my guard down. Well, you were kind of daydreaming there. Now you face the eldest of the misfortunes. This unlucky charm will ensure you fall in battle. So I'm kind of curious. We found one of the Misfortune Sisters in the marshlands, and we found that same sister in the coastlands, and now we find another sister here. Are all three of the Misfortune Sisters hiding in each area? Ryan says, I think it might be same dialogue regardless. I hope not. That'd be disappointing. Okay, so maybe Strike Back not exactly the best choice for this fight. But Strike Back's at a pretty high level at this point. So this should not be an issue. You know, I kind of want to try train a Rhydon now. They're kind of neat when you see him in person like this. Okay, Strike Back, definitely the best choice for this. We'll finish this in style. What a disgrace. Oh, you even got a level up out of that. Nice. Ah, quite formidable, aren't you? But this was only a test. Now I know more about how you fight, and I won't hold back next time. It seems she dropped something when she fled. 3 bags of Stardust. Nice. So it's definitely worth looking for them. And I think from here on, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's see here. Let's go a little bit quicker. Let's lean behind the thing that spots me so I can go a little bit quicker. So at some point, I'm definitely going to have to be on the lookout for them. Easier said than done. They're probably going to be pretty well hidden. Like finding a needle in a haystack. And there's a lot of haystacks. So one last thing before we leave this area. And this is something that I noticed a long time ago, but I haven't had the opportunity to pointed out until now. This thing here we found before. There's some kind of strange water leaking out from the cracks? Are they really just cracks? This thing looks identical to the odd keystone that I am using to capture wisps with. I wonder what the connection is. Will I have to bring the wisps here whenever I finish collecting them? Anyway, we're done here. Let's get out of here. You are not the professor. I caught a bunch of alpha Pokemon besides, by the way, including 3 alpha Rhyhorns. Figured we were kind of reaching a point where I didn't necessarily need to show all of them on camera. I mean, by this point, you know how most of them go. I sneak up, I catch them. Oh, not quite at 100,000. Okay, we're definitely going to have some new Pokédex entries. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that one was already complete. Somewhere there's going to be a new complete entry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this one's partially complete. Roserade, the bouquet Pokemon. Hidden in the bouquet on each hand are thorned whips loaded with virulent poison. Roserade moves gracefully as it corners its prey and mercilessly lashes them with its wisps. I have not actually been able to observe that yet. Drapion is freshly complete. The Ogre Scorpion Pokemon has a brutish, ferocious temperament, with immense strength and a sturdy shell off which swords will bounce. It rampages about and wreaks havoc. This Pokemon is also kind of ballsy. It was one of the weirder looking Pokemon from that generation. Duskull freshly completed. The Requiem Pokemon. I've heard that the children of Hisui all begin to behave once they've been told the story of how this Pokemon roams about before the witching hour to spirit away misbehaving children. You had to have one of these stories in the game, huh? Dusclops is freshly complete. The Beacon Pokemon. There are rumors that peeking inside its bandage-wrapped body will cause one to get pulled in through the gaps between the bandages, never to return. I've been too scared to verify. I'm not sure I would want to verify either. Maybe if I had a tame Dusclops, and I would ask it to release me if that were the case. Finneon, freshly complete. The Winged Fish Pokemon. What a gorgeous sight this Pokemon is as it swims with its long, pink-painted caudal fins fluttering behind it. Finneon's beautiful appearance had led to its nickname, Finery Fish? Finery Fish? I'm gonna assume Finery Fish. Also, I just learned a new word. Caudal. That is freshly complete. Luminion, the Neon Pokemon, uses its gleaming fins to hunt its prey. The view of Luminion schooling near the surface of the sea at night is breathtaking. It's as though there were shining stars right there. False advertisement. This thing is not all that glowy, I've noticed. aside from when it's an alpha. Empoleon is freshly completed, the Emperor Pokemon. Since ancient times, it has been revered by the people of Hisui, who call it the Master of the Waves. Its wings are a match for even master-crafted blades. Dusknoir is freshly complete, the Gripper Pokemon. Comes to those whose lives have come to an end and escorts their souls to the afterlife. Known to mistakenly take the souls of those who yet have life left in them, albeit rarely. That sounds like a scary situation. So, would that mean that you could be left behind as a soulless husk? I would not want to be left behind as a soulless husk, because that would mean when I died, I would not have a soul with which to live on. So, please do not be mistaken in taking my soul too early, please. Crobat is freshly complete, the Bat Pokemon. Not quite as interesting a categorization. Its hind limbs have become another set of wings. Crobat expertly maneuvers its four wings to dart in exquisite fashion through even the most confined caves without losing any speed. Chime Echo, the Wind Chime Pokemon, can emit waves of air powerful enough to knock out prey taller than itself. Oh, it's carnivorous? I hypothesize that it amplifies the faint sound of wind within its body. Elekid, the electric Pokemon. They generate electricity by spinning their arms. During a thunderstorm, if one hears the lively voices of children out in the wilderness, what one is actually hearing are the voices of Elekid. Interesting. I was hitting the wrong button there. Dang it. Where was I going with this? Crap, I lost my place. Chronologically? I think chronologically. I wanted to hit the button to hear its cry. This is the sound of children playing? Also, it just occurs to me, we're in an era before the creation of electrical outlets. And yet Elekid is very much a plug for electrical outlets. Chingling, the Bell Pokemon. This Pokemon gave me an excruciating headache when it seemingly cried out without making a sound. Perhaps there are some sounds that the human ear is simply incapable of hearing. Can you actually get a headache from a dog whistle? Oh, I need to train a Raichu at some point. Bergmite, the Ice Chunk Pokemon, lives on mountains. We already did that entry. Frostlass, the Snowland Pokemon, a Pokemon inhabited by the soul of a woman who died bearing a grudge in the snowy mountains. You are totally making things up, Professor. Legends of Frostlass placing deathly curses on misbehaving men send shivers down my spine. Espeon, the Sun Pokemon, conveniently enough, it evolves only during the day. Wields an arcane power with which it can predict the weather and even people's thoughts. When bathed in sunshine, the scarlet orb on its brow glows and builds energy. Well, that's not a thing that I have witnessed. Moyland says, I hear that kids can hear a dog whistle or something like that. I can believe it. There are definitely some sounds that you can hear more easily when you are younger. In fact, does anybody remember that sound meme where this sound would be playing and you would try to figure out if the sound was saying one word or another, and it was confusing because people would hear one word and some people would hear the other word, and it had to do with, like, the age of your hearing. Like, one word was played in a sound range of some ears, while the other word was played in a sound range of other people's ears. Yeah, Yanni versus Laurel. I can't remember what word it was that I heard. Otherwise, I would try it out again to see if I would hear a different word. Granados, the headbutt Pokemon. An incredibly rare sight. They duel each other by ramming their heads together, and the resulting sound echoes throughout the area like the pealing of a bell. But it's not a steel type. Rampardos, the headbutt Pokemon. Very little is known about its biology. Well, so much for researching this Pokemon. Can knock down massive trees by smashing its beautiful pearl-like crown against them. Yeah, if you try that, it doesn't actually knock the tree down. Ryan says, fine, if you're gonna throw back to that, I'm gonna throw back to something even more outdated and annoying. What color was that dress? Yes. I honestly cannot remember if it was blue or gold for me. In that case, I have no idea how that works. Havalug, the iceberg Pokemon. The armor of ice covering its lower jaw puts steel to shame and can shatter rocks with ease. This Pokemon barrels along steep mountain paths, cleaving through the deep snow. And to answer Kiba's question from earlier, no, I will not be seeing Commander Kamado. Not until I catch up on other optional stuff. Which, by the way, oh gosh, I had a lot more clips than I thought. Not exactly going to be able to do everything I want here today. Oh, that was Ryanland's question. The chat has been going for a bit there. I lost track of who it was that asked. Clearly. And I still have not memorized the menu buttons. Oh, there's more quests available, and then there's these over here. Well, let's focus on the one that I'm doing. As a reminder, let's see here. Muro from the village is at Hart's Crag in the Alabaster Icelands, and he seems to have a request for you concerning a special skill of Swinubs. Add a Swinub to your party and hunt for mushrooms buried in the snow. I was a little bit thrown off because I was expecting this person to be one marking, but instead there's 3. I must have already talked to that person and started the quest. Ignoring you for now. Let's get a Swinub. It's actually interesting whenever we have these quests that actually require we bring along a Pokemon. And not like just show a Pokemon, but actually use a Pokemon. So let's see here. Swinub, Swinub, Swinub. Do I still have the Alpha Swinub? Or did I evolve it? There we go. If we're gonna go in mushroom hunting, we're gonna use the one that has the big nose. I so wanna grab some stuff on the ground along the way, but Royaland is wondering why Ursaluna can't help with this. In real life, pigs are famous for being able to sniff out mushrooms. So it's only natural that this is a pig quest. Slightly disappointed that we bring out Swine Up automatically. But whatever, it was already showing me where I needed to sniff around. Swine Up is making some noise. Is there something beneath the snow? Where did you come from? Wow, you and Swine Up snuffled this one out quick. I just knew you were the right person for the job. Ignoring the fact that I've been sitting on this quest for at least 2 or 3 streams. 2 mushrooms left now. Have a Swine Up accompany you around Heart's Crack and sniffle them out from under the snow. Okay, now I remember. You were standing over there, and I talked to you, I think in the second stream that I was in this place. But I didn't have a Swine Up, or I didn't feel like grabbing one yet. So I didn't do the quest. I should have brought Stripe back along to deal with the ghosts here. But the reason I chose not to bring Stripe back is because I wanted to bring along the ones who were at a lower level just in case something like this happens. It's a good thing that Swine Up is part Ice type, I think. Also good that I brought along that in Alpha. Gosh, I thought you were slacking off wasting time with that Pokemon battle. But look at this splendid specimen of a mushroom you found. You're a natural at this foraging stuff, you know. I mean... No. I cannot take the credit in this case. Only 1 mushroom left. Have a Swine Up accompany you around Heart's Crag and snuffle it out from under the snow. What do you think I'm doing? Oh. So, I've been thinking. Sometimes I am a pig. Ooh, I see that up there. Wait, where am I going? I lost track. So sometimes I'm a raccoon dragon, sometimes I'm a pig. If I were a pig Pokemon, which one would I be? Probably not Swine Up. Oh, found one, did you? A fine mushroom indeed. Well done. Okay, where was it that I saw? Up there. Maddie says, Grumpig seems most likely. I considered that, but in order to be a Grumpig, I would have to start off as a Sproink, and a Pokemon whose beating heart is entirely reliant on whether it is able to bounce around. I definitely would not want to be a Sprank. Hey, you left me before I could give you those 3 mushrooms. Fantastic effort all around. You and Swineup did a great job tracking down those 3 mushrooms I was after. It sure was fun foraging with you both. Pokemon and people together make for a great team. I can't wait to forage with you elsewhere. Perhaps with a new Pokemon pal along to help. Oh yeah, we hunted mushrooms for you before. It'll be hard to top Swineup though. His sniffling skills may well be the best out there. Thinking about it, it was a Swineup that discovered the hot spring in the Pearl Settlement too. Maybe I should really just partner up with a Swineup, huh? Morel and Swinub, the mushroom hunting dream duo. Sounds good, doesn't it? I need to deposit some stuff. Maddie says Dex entries are taken with a grain of salt. That's true. This is the wrong camp. First things first. And I need to store items. Probably not a bad idea. I've been holding on to these snowballs because I wanted to pelt a Pokemon with one, but I haven't actually done that yet. Oh, you're the balloon guy. Yeah, no. I definitely don't have time for that. That might take some effort. Oh, Apricorn. Coming all the way out here to visit us in our cold home? And do a quest. Hey, you're a member of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps, right? I've heard you're studying Pokemon and making some kind of a book about them. Does that mean you're also studying my dear, beloved Bergmite? Of course. In fact, I've already completed the Dex entry. Wanna see? What? I can't allow that! That means you'll know more about Bergmite than I do, right? I'm absolutely convinced that nobody loves or understands Bergmite more than I do. Once you've completed its entry in your book, come show it to me. As Bergmite's #1 fan of all of Hisui, I'll make sure you haven't missed any details. I'll do it right now. You completed Bergmite's entry? Oh, what to do? I want to look, but then I don't want to look, and... Fine, I'll have a look. So I know it's always implied that these characters are looking down at your Pokédex, but, I don't know. Something about this just looks weird to me when they do this. Huh. I see. No way, really? Wow, I didn't know that. Didn't know what? You did a good job. I particularly liked how you made a note of Bergmite's height and weight. This entry shows that you took the time to get to know many Bergmite and study them with a passion. I mean, I knew everything you wrote already, of course. After telling you that I didn't know something. Well, what? It's true. I'm the one who knows all there is to know about Bergmite, after all. But I did really enjoy reading the entry you made about Bergmite. Its entry in your book might be complete, but I hope you spend more time studying Bergmite. After telling you that I don't want you studying it at all. Ooh. I can do this. Let's see here. Leafeon. No, I only have one option there. We'll go with it. You got low health. I suppose if it turned out that the situation with Sproink's heartbeat was actually false, then yeah, I probably would actually enjoy being a Sproink. And then eventually evolve into a Grumpig. That said, Tempig is also an option. I think that's what it's called. The starter of Gen 5. In that case, I would not want to evolve after it. Kind of like how I generally don't evolve from being a Nidoran. Okay. I was hoping to be able to finish exploring the Alabaster Icelands here in today's stream, but like I said, I had a lot more clips to go through than I remembered. I didn't even get to start exploring over here. So, I guess I'll have to do that next time. Not without heading back to town with recorded Pokédex findings, so that I don't have to do that off camera. As I said, I'm not entirely sure where I want to explore in between streams this time. I guess it depends on what Pokemon I still need to complete. Anyway, the reason why I have to end things early is because tomorrow is Mother's Day. And we're doing some mother visiting today. So, I gotta go do that. If you've enjoyed today's stream, feel free to give me a follow. I stream this every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.